Hey everyone, it's Dr. Russell. Now, in the past, we've talked about estrogen and what it does and all the benefits that estrogen provides. I'm sure you've heard tons about it even in the media, and it gets all the research money. So we know oodles and oodles about estrogen. But there's another important hormone that doesn't get as much attention, even though it does a lot of great things for the body, and that is progesterone. Now, progesterone I think of as the yin to estrogen's yang. They are more predominant at different times of our cycle, but they have, just like estrogen, progesterone has functions outside of our periods. So, as far as what it does during our cycle, if you remember, estrogen is predominant during the first half. So, once our period ends up until ovulation, estrogen plays a big role in kind of growing back that uterine lining. But then progesterone, when we get past ovulation, once we hit ovulation and beyond, progesterone is going to thicken and help nourish and basically grow that uterine lining in preparation for a baby. Even though most of the time, sometimes not at all, baby doesn't happen, that's still just what our cycles do. That's what they're preparing for. So gestation is where we get part of the word progesterone. So kind of preparing for gestation or a child. But just like estrogen, progesterone does a lot of things outside of our cycles. So progesterone is really important to help get a very restful night's sleep. So if people are having issues with insomnia, it might be a progesterone issue. It also has been shown to balance moods and even calm anxiety. So it gives us a more calm frame of mind. There's even been research because of that calming activity on the brain. Progesterone has been shown and used in some research studies to help with seizure activity because it is so calming. And then it also affects the thyroid. So progesterone is known to promote thyroid hormone production, as well as sensitizing the receptors of our thyroid, receptors that our thyroid hormone binds to make it more effective. So progesterone does a lot of things, again, outside of our cycle. Unfortunately, that's all we really know about it. I mean, there's a few other things, but we don't know as much as we do about estrogen. And again, that's because estrogen gets all the research money. But I suspect, just like estrogen has so many great functions, progesterone does as well. We just don't know about them yet. So a lot of issues that can happen is if we have a lot of estrogen and not as much progesterone, we get this what's called estrogen dominant state. And when that happens, we can have lots of issues. So we can have heavier cycles, irregular cycles. We can have issues with sleep. So again, if progesterone helps with sleep and progesterone's low, that's not going to be great. Helps with mood. So we can have mood issues, PMS, bloating, all that kind of fun stuff. So definitely important for that hormone balance. But again, we can't just look at estrogen and ignore progesterone. They are balancing each other and they work really, really well together. So hopefully that was helpful. Again, don't want to ignore progesterone just because estrogen is the thing that we talk about the most. So I hope you have a great week and I will see you in a few weeks.